Brent, good to see you. We have an important topic today, how to recover financially after a divorce. The older you are when you divorce, the less time you have to recover financially. And the divorce rate among people 50 plus doubled between 1990 and 2010. So let's start with your suggested action plan. First, you say that you need to assess your new financial situation. That means make a summary of your assets and debts and review your income and expenses. Why is that step first?
Yeah, it's a disturbing trend, seeing more and more people get divorced later in life. But
Mhm.
that's the first thing we recommend you do is you sit down and you say, where am I at? Okay, so you've been married, it could have been decades, and you were used to a certain way of life and a certain income, certain net worth, and now the game may have changed. And so you need to see where you're at before, essentially collect the information before you figure out next steps. So
Mhm.
yes, that's something we do for all our clients is set up a net worth summary so you can see it all on one page and then you can make decisions moving forward.
Mhm. Next up, also really important, revise your estate plan and beneficiaries.
This is one of those things that tends to fall by the wayside, and it's very often for us to see, oh, I got a divorce 2 years ago. I look at beneficiaries and it's their ex. And so, one thing that's very important to understand is if you were to pass and your ex is listed as the beneficiary, it's pretty cut and dry. They're going to receive those funds. So, step one is get your beneficiaries updated to the new person you want to take over those accounts if something were to happen to you. And then also, it's a little bit bigger of a task, but something that needs to be handled as well is you need to work with your attorney to remake all those estate documents. Who's going to make your healthcare decisions? Who's going to be your financial power of attorney? All that stuff needs revisited. And
Mhm.
what I often tell clients is let's take it in steps. Because if you think about everything you have to do, it gets a little bit overwhelming. And so I say, okay, today we're going to handle this. Next week we're going to handle that. But this is an important step you don't want to miss.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because having that advocate, somebody in your corner, is so important, such an important service.
Absolutely.
Next, you say check your Social Security benefits because you may be eligible for benefits based on your spouse's work record.
Yes, and I like to remind people it literally says on Social Security's website, we do not assist with planning. They are not there to make sure you get the most bang for your buck from Social Security. So you need to work with a financial professional. And if you're saying, man, I wonder if this is for me, if you were married for 10 years or more, you have the option, or you most likely have the option to draw on your spouse's benefits. And it doesn't always make sense to do so. That's why we have to look at it on a situation by situation basis. Look at all the numbers. We tell our clients what to get from Social Security, and then we can sit down and go, okay, here's the new plan. You're going to draw this, you're going to draw that, and then we make sure to maximize it for them.
Mhm. Next, use the catch-up rules for saving for retirement.
Yes. So, you've now sat down and go, this is where I'm at. We've talked it through. This is where you need to get. One thing that could help is, if you're 50 or over, you're able to save a little bit more in your employer retirement plans and things like IRAs and Roth IRAs. And so, yes, it may make sense to try to increase your savings to try to get to a bigger balance by the time you retire.
And last, you suggest setting new financial goals because your retirement was probably based on some joint goals. And now you have the opportunity to rethink what's important to you. And as we talked about a second ago, working with a financial advisor can really help during this moment.
Absolutely. So part of our planning process is, what are your goals? What are your concerns? I want to know how you want your retirement to look like, and I want to know what keeps you up at night so we can put a plan in place to alleviate those concerns. So with this new normal you have, you've knocked out some things, you've reset up your savings, you're looking at your net worth now. Well, next step is what do I want to do? Where do I want to retire? All that stuff may have changed. And then the other thing I will throw out there, because we've worked through this situation many times specifically, a lot of times one of the spouses had absolutely nothing to do with the money. They didn't
Yeah.
have a clue with what was there. And then literally they've got $1 million, $500,000, whatever it is, and they say, I don't have the foggiest idea. And so those are the people we're also built to serve because we can sit down and go, okay, we need to educate you on this stuff
Hmm.
first. And
Hmm.
then two, we need to put a plan in place because it
Hmm.
could be all new to them, even though they've been saving for decades.
Right, right. No, it can be so overwhelming. So, Brent, if somebody would like to talk to you again about getting that plan and making sure that they are being their own advocate too, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, we'd love to help. Young-wm.com. You can call 614-430-8383. This is something we've got a lot of experience with, and we'd love to help.
Great. All right. Brent, thanks so much.
Thank you.